Second Peter talks about fires, consuming the world and the creation. But I think those are purifying fires, not destroying fires.
Mm.
Because the Bible begins, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And the Bible ends, in the end, God will recreate and renew and rejuvenate the heavens and the earth. There is a Dutch theologian, a very fine theologian, named Herman Bavinck, and wrote significant, profound theology. And there are those who have sort of summarized his thought with three simple words: grace redeeming nature. Grace doesn't eradicate nature. God's grace redeems God's creation.
Mm-hmm.
So that when we go to heaven, it's not going to be massed choirs up in these fluffy clouds because the earth has been burned away to a crisp by these eschatological fires. Instead, the eternal state we're going to live in, we're going to walk into it and we're going to look around and say, wow, this looks familiar, but this is perfect. So Revelation 21, man, I love this. It says, the kings of the earth, that is the culture shapers and culture leaders, will bring the glory and honor of the nations into the holy city, the heavenly city, the New Jerusalem. So some years ago, Janie and I were in Beijing. We had dinner one night in what had been the home of a Chinese prince 300 years ago.
Oh, wow.
It was amazing, a beautiful place, traditional Chinese food, traditional Chinese music, traditional Chinese dress, and there was so much about it I didn't understand. But I was sitting there thinking, communism it doesn't even have the power to destroy the glories of traditional Chinese culture. Food, music, dance, dress, everything. Because the glory and honor of the nations, including 17th century China, will be brought into the New Jerusalem, where we've been culture makers all along. God made us culture makers. So these glories of human making are meant to last forever. God is not going to delete them. God is going to perfect them. So when we were in that restaurant in Beijing, that was a preview of coming attractions. We were seeing something of heaven on earth. And that's true of me as a kid growing up in California, with surfing and the Beach Boys and garage bands and that goofy teenagerish world I grew up in. That was of God. And it was glorious. Very imperfect, very flawed, but God is not going to trash it. God's going to perfect it. And the English language, for example, is going to be spoken forever. The Southern accent is going to last forever. The English accent is going to last forever. But it's just going to be perfect. What we'd always tried to reach for and never could quite capture.
Yeah.
It's going to be very satisfying.